Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Manchester United have won 3-0 in Spain. We don't have a very good record against Spanish teams in European competition. It's not very good at all. But obviously, after dispatching of Real Sociedad, Manchester United have now dispatched Athletic Club in the first leg of the game. It's 3-0. Going into that second leg at Old Trafford, and barring an absolute catastrophe at Old Trafford, Manchester United will be returning to Bilbao for that final, probably against Spurs, who are 3-1 up after their first leg at White Hart Lane against Bodo Glimt. But obviously Bodo have been pulling out miracles whilst they've been at home on their own turf. So maybe there's a chance they could do it again, and we know what Spurs are like. But Manchester United today were absolutely fantastic, in control of the game. The only complaint that I have about it is maybe we could have got another one or two in the second half, and we didn't quite go for it, but we didn't have to. We didn't have to at all, because if Manchester United go for that game and go and try and, score 4 and 5, but we don't score and we concede one, who knows, they try and get a man sent off. That game could turn very, very quickly. And we've seen Manchester United can be fragile at times, emotional, can lose games very quickly. That period against Lyon, where Lyon are down to 10 men and somehow they take a 4-2 lead in the game. That shit can happen to Manchester United. So I thought in the second half, it was probably the perfect performance in terms of just killing the game, making sure we maintain in possession, making sure we don't give the ball away, making sure we don't do any silly tackles or get a red card or give away any penalties. I thought Manchester United were excellent in doing that. And you've got to give big shout outs. My man of the match today was Casemiro. I thought he was excellent. Now in the first 20, 25, 30 minutes, the game, we had a goal disallowed for Alejandro Garnacho, really, really marginally. So you could see that we were a threat and we could score goals. But also, there was a period of that game, maybe the first half of the first half, where we just constantly kept turning the ball over, giving him the ball back, not playing our passes, not giving our passes to a blue shirt. Manuel Ugarte looked like he was playing in sand at times. The way he was running around that pitch, United couldn't get any control of the ball, and there was some really worrying signs there at the start of the first half. But eventually we did settle, and the goal that came for Manchester United came for Casemiro. He really, really deserved his goal. I was a bit worried to see Lindelof on the team sheet, and I thought Lindelof put in a big performance as well. Made a goal line clearance, helped keep it at 0-0. Andre Onana made a fantastic save to help keep it at 0-0. Like I said, Casemiro was excellent, and Casemiro really deserved his goal. Harry Maguire, it was like watching Ryan Giggs in '99, the way he was treating that fullback down that flank. Twisting him up left, right and centre. The fullback had twisted blood, like Sir Alex Ferguson would say. He gets the ball into the box. Manuel Ugarte with the flick on goes straight to Casemiro on the back post for a free header on the back post. He makes it 1-0 Manchester United, and that was after we had that goal disallowed by Alejandro Garnacho, and then we get a penalty. And it was really good work by Rasmus Højlund. Now, he's probably not getting onto the ball, but we weren't to know, because the defender tugs at his shirt, pulls him down. Now, you might not get that in the Premier League. I'm not sure in the Premier League they refer the referee to go and look at the video replays of that. I'm not sure that happens, but the referee went over to look at it. Once he goes over to look at it, and the defender as well, I think it's Danny Vivian, he never really had any intentions of playing the ball or playing the man. Like, he was pulling his shirt to stop him getting the tap in. And it was a penalty. And because it was a penalty, and he was the last man, and it was a cynical challenge, he gets sent off. I was just worried about us getting the penalty. I didn't even realise the red card was going to come, so it was doubly good for Manchester United, and then triply good after we get the penalty and they get the red card when Bruno Fernandes dispatches that penalty. Now, I couldn't watch it. Me and Jay were looking away from it, but I had a little whisper to Jay when we were looking away from it, saying, look, Bruno Fernandes don't miss these. And of course, Bruno Fernandes didn't miss his penalty. 2-0 to Manchester United. Some really good work by Rasmus Højlund to help us win the penalty, and some good football as well. But then it got even better for Manchester United, and Manuel Ugarte got another assist as well to his record for the day. A beautiful little flick around the corner to Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes one-on-one with the goalkeeper. You know what's going down when Bruno Fernandes is one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Well, you want to go one-on-one with the great one? It was 3-0 to Manchester United. And as I said, the second half, it would have been nice maybe if we put a few more goals in the back of the net and really sealed the game. But their heads had gone. They were playing on the referee. The fans were trying to get decisions out of the referee. At one point, they went to check on a red card check for something on Harry Maguire that was completely innocuous and never a red card in a million years. They were trying to get decisions out of the referee. Unfortunately, Manchester United didn't crumble and didn't give him the opportunity to do that. We also got to see minutes from Matthijs de Ligt, Mason Mount, Luke Shaw, and of course Kobbie Mainoo and Amad Diallo came on as well. And there was one bit of play from Amad Diallo. The ball comes across to him, brings it down, he flicks it inside and outside of the defender. He goes past him, he gets beyond him, the defender brings him down, and somehow it wasn't a foul. I think by this point the referee was just fed up of constantly giving us decisions and decided to go against it. He might not make it home, he might not make it out of the stadium, but there you have it. Manchester United have won. We are 3-0 up and we go into that second leg of the semi-final as clear favourites to reach that final in Bilbao. It would have been a romantic story for Bilbao to get there, but now it looks like it could be another all-English Europa League final. And in terms of Man United, another all-English European final. We played Chelsea in Moscow in 2008. Guess what that date was? The 21st of May. Guess what date this final is? The 21st of May. Is that an omen? Is that the day that we always beat English teams in European finals? Maybe. Maybe I'm just getting ahead of myself. But look, Spurs have beaten us in every game they've played us this season, so it's going to be a difficult one. But I just get the feeling that surely Spurs don't beat Manchester United in a European final. Surely they continue to be Spursy and can't do that. Who knows? They might not even get there. Bodo might beat them. Man United, obviously, we have to make sure this job is done. We saw a miracle performed at Old Trafford in the previous round. We don't want that to be happening again, because that will mean Bilbao have gone through. And, you know, you could concede an early goal. You could go down to 10 men in the first half next week. And who knows what happens. But right now, so far, it's looking so good for Manchester United, and we're getting injured players back as well into the mix, which I think is massive for us heading into the final season. 2 more games to decide our season, 2 more games to save our season, 2 more games to bring Champions League football back to Old Trafford next season. And considering where we're about to finish in the Premier League, maybe we don't deserve it, but when you win the Europa League, you get Champions League football, and as the Europa League winners, you will be deserving of that, and it will be massive for Manchester United, massive for the manager, massive for the club, massive for our finances, massive for the PSR issues, the ability to make signings in the summer. It is massive for United to win this Europa League, bring another trophy, create more European history, and of course, get Champions League football back here. Ruben Amorim, can he do what Jose did and win the Europa League in his first season as Manchester United manager? Well, his first half season. Can he do it? We're one step closer. Anyway, I've been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.